Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded and are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities. We are presenting today Cookie Conversations with our chef, Gail Snider. Is everybody starting to cook that's going to be cooking for Thanksgiving?
We have not started yet.
No?
Nope.
Oh, not yet.
If you ask me the same question tomorrow, you'll get the same answer.
Right on.
Has anybody else started cooking?
I have. I'm starting to cut all the stuff that needs cutting.
Oh, you're the cutter, huh?
I'm the cutter, I'm the cooker, I'm everything.
Cooker and cutter.
Yeah, the slicing and chopping is sometimes the most difficult part.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just takes a long time.
It
That's-
takes a long
It's
time,
time
doesn't it?
consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Job.
Time consuming, that's right.
That used to be the job that I would give my grandmother when she came to visit for the holidays. She would chop the onions and chop the celery and chop the nuts because she could do that sitting at the table.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she was the chopper.
She was the chopper.
And then you could sit and talk to her. Or
No, I was standing in the kitchen doing something else.
Oh, okay.
But at least Grandma could sit down.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
But we're on delay because we're not having our Thanksgiving meal until Friday at lunch.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
So tomorrow we will actually be decorating for Christmas.
Okay.
You will.
Never done before Thanksgiving before,
Oh, wow.
That's the first time.
the first time.
That'll
So,
be good.
but the turkey has been defrosting since Sunday,
Mm-hmm. How
and
big is it?
it's at 18 pounds. My husband said, "Why did you get such a big turkey?"
Leftovers.
I like to, well, he doesn't eat leftovers very much.
Oh,
He
Oh,
will sometimes eat a slice of leftover turkey, but if we're having homemade rolls, I want a turkey sandwich on a roll with a little bit of Miracle Whip.
oh, wow.
Yes.
That's usually what I have for dinner on Thanksgiving evening.
Mhm. That sounds delicious.
Mhm. It does.
I grew up with Miracle Whip. I didn't know what the word mayonnaise was until I was in high school.
A miracle whip. Yeah.
I knew about mayonnaise when I was a young child because
Yeah.
I was sitting with my grandfather and his experience with mayonnaise was that he said, "Blah, don't eat it." And actually, one of my science projects when I was in junior high, I guess, was a science teacher that showed us how to make mayonnaise. Again, I did not. What's that?
Oh, talking to my bird.
Okay, yeah, so I did not eat that either. It was just a scientific experiment.
It's interesting, the real difference in the taste between real mayonnaise and Miracle Whip.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Unless it's in something, I don't really care for the taste of real mayonnaise.
Mhm.
Ooh, I do.
You do?
Oh,
To me,
yeah.
it tastes a little more oily.
I don't know.
But
Put a
I
little
think it's
lemon
an
in.
acquired taste. My
Okay.
sister-in-law can't stand Miracle Whip. She wants real mayonnaise. And so when we're there and we're making potato salad,
Mhm.
we have to make 3 different kinds.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
Because my husband doesn't eat boiled eggs. And I love boiled eggs in potato salad. And his
Yeah.
sister doesn't eat Miracle Whip or mustard.
Oh,
And so
Oh,
we
good
have to
grief.
make, I think she calls it more of a German potato salad.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
mustard.
And it doesn't have any mustard. And I had to learn how to make potato salad a new way when I got married, because my family made potato salad with the potatoes completely mashed, like mashed potatoes.
Oh,
oh,
Ooh.
And so it
Interesting.
was smooth, but then you had the chopped pickles or the sweet relish and the onions and the boiled eggs and all that in it. And the first time I made potato salad, my husband nope, this isn't potato salad. You had to
So,
show me how you had to boil the potatoes with the skins on them
okay,
and cook them just long enough to where they were tender, but that when you cut them up in cubes, they wouldn't fall completely apart when you stirred it up.
Oh,
Okay.
my word.
So, and I always thought that kind of potato salad was yucky when I was a kid.
Compromise.
Didn't have that.
I love compromise.
Yeah.
Speaking of compromise, Gail asked me to ask a question of y'all. She wants to know when she's making the banana bread, who wants no nuts, who wants pecans, and who wants walnuts. If y'all will tell me, I'm going to write a list and send it to her.
Mm.
What is just nuts?
No
The
nuts,
pecans,
Oh, no nuts,
no nuts,
pecan or walnuts.
pecan or walnut,
and it's black walnuts.
black
Okay.
walnuts. Okay,
What-
we'd like pecans.
okay.
What do you want?
Oh, we
Pecan?
aren't picky.
Yeah, we're not picky, no.
We're
so-
not picky either. I don't
So
know.
we're the
how
only
black
one that wants
walnuts taste.
Pecans in one. We can just go with
Uh,
whatever everybody else wants.
Yeah.
Nancy,
Nuts on the first one,
walnuts or pecans?
pecans.
Pecans. Okay, Dusty,
Pecans,
Okay.
okay.
Hans and Yetta.
Okay. Well, I guess Hans wants pecans. We'll take pecans.
Okay,
Okay.
Paulette and Phil.
Paulette and Phil, what do we want? I don't care.
Pecans is great.
Oh, excellent.
Oh. Oh, and I like pecans too.
That's interesting.
That made it easy.
If you run out of pecans, you can send me walnuts.
Well,
Banana bread.
I
What
don't
is the-
think I'll run out of pecans.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a lot of pecans there.
But
Gail,
I
what
do
is,
have black walnuts, which are a little bit different flavor than regular walnuts.
Mhm.
And that's what the recipe calls for, although I mostly use pecans. But I sprung for the black walnuts because my sister-in-law ordered some divinity made with black walnuts.
Oh, wow.
how do they taste different?
I don't know because I don't eat them often enough to be able to compare, and I didn't buy both.
Ah, okay, because my banana bread calls for walnuts.
Mhm. Well, this recipe just called for walnuts, but for the divinity that my sister-in-law asked me to make, she specifically asked for black walnuts.
Okay,
And I think they live in Missouri, so I think where they are, black walnuts are more readily available than they are here.
okay.
We had to get them at Central Market.
Uh-huh.
And the lady told my son they were special order.
Wow.
She just happened to have some left from when someone else ordered them.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Goodness.
And they're a little pricey.
I'm sure
I
they
bet.
are.
I'm in
I
there,
bet, yeah.
some dollar signs.
Well, you save them for your family then.
It's so great to be back with you for baking of banana bread.
Yummy.
I always love baking and the smell that puts throughout the house when you're on a baking day. So I used to love to go into my great grandmother's house and smell the homemade rolls and the peach cobbler.
Hmm.
You think of favorite smells from your childhood?
Pumpkin pie.
Mhm.
Pumpkin pie.
Bacon.
Bacon.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh, Dusty, I'm with
Snickerdoodles.
you.
So we are making banana bread today. And last time we were together, we talked about the varied ripeness that people like bananas. And for banana bread, it says you want very ripe bananas.
Mhm.
And so I have some bananas here at varied ripeness.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to eat this just like a banana?
I'd love
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Maybe even a little more speckled.
Okay, well, they didn't have real speckle. Oh, here, this one. This is one I had in the freezer.
Mm.
It's really soft and squishy.
Okay.
So when I open it up, it's going to be really squishy.
That's Hans's favorite.
last night I peeled all the ones I had in the freezer they were pretty black on the outside so that I could do a test recipe and prep for our program today. So we are going to start, and I've got to grab another cutting board. I'll be right back.
I just can't wait to get the mail in the next couple of days. What do y'all think?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
My goodness. I logged on a little bit early today to make sure I wasn't going to have any trouble, and Gail was already hard at work with her head down at 10 o'clock.
Right.
So this is how my family eats a banana. It's still pretty green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, but this is how they get eaten at my house. And when they get much past this, they have to go in the freezer. So I think I had 16 bananas in the freezer.
Oh,
Oh, my word. That's
And
a lot
this
of bananas.
recipe, which I'm going to share with you, if I can share my screen. Do I have sharing permission, Martha?
Oh, let's see, more. Let's go. I have you on speaker, just a
I
moment.
think it's going to let
Oh,
me.
there it is.
There you go.
There it is.
The ultimate banana bread.
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes it even better.
Okay, so this recipe calls for 6 large bananas.
wow.
Wow, that's
So we're gonna start with these overripe bananas. Can you all see what's on my counter?
Yes.
Yep.
no, well, now I just
Maybe.
have the banana bread on.
That's perfect, right? Oh, my goodness. Look at all those bananas.
Okay, let me stop the share. So I will be sending the recipe out for everyone.
Excellent. Oh, there's the bananas.
Wow.
You see the pile of bananas?
Yeah.
Yes.
That looks like my house.
So we're gonna peel these bananas. And the recipe says to microwave them until the juices start to come out.
Wow.
Oh, really? Microwave until the
Yeah.
juice start coming out.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Well, maybe I have a new way of
I had
warming
not
bananas.
either.
I've
Hello?
never heard of it either.
So this recipe is from the
Hello.
Complete America's Test Kitchen,
Mhm.
and it has tested things. So this banana wasn't ripe enough because it's not mushy at all, but we're going to use it anyway. Because we got to have at least 6.
Yeah.
They tested the recipe, and in order to get a good texture on the bread and not have it to be too moist, they have you microwave the bananas to get the moisture out, and then we're going to condense the juice to add that back to the bread.
Okay.
And you were saying that the recipe's tested by many, many people?
Well, it's the Complete America's Test Kitchen cookbook. So it's a recipe from a test kitchen, and
Wow.
they test different things to see what works best to make the recipe good. I don't want to put the peel in the bowl. I want to put the banana in the bowl.
I look forward to this recipe.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my younger sister this morning, and she makes banana bread, and she said her recipe only calls for 2 bananas.
Mhm. So does mine.
That's some pretty weak banana bread.
Yeah.
No, but we don't take the juice out. It stays in there, so it's pretty banana-y.
And I think
I like
because we're using 6 bananas, all that moisture would be too much. So now I'm gonna put these bananas, and they're not as ripe as the ones I used yesterday. But we're gonna put these in the microwave to start to get the juices out.
Okay.
Gail,
And for a person like me who doesn't really I don't like bananas by themselves.
Mhm.
The smell of banana is a little too strong in here.
That's like your husband doesn't like the coconut smell.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bananas are in the microwave, and now we are going to put in the brown sugar, the vanilla, and the eggs. So I have 2 eggs, farm fresh eggs, that we're going to add to our mixing bowl. 2 eggs. And then we need I dropped a banana on the counter. We need 3/4 cup of
Escape.
brown sugar. And that's something that's different with these recipes. Most of you, are your recipes using white sugar or brown sugar?
White.
White.
Brown.
Brown.
Ooh. We have a half and half here.
So the recipe says that, where is it at? Let me see. They exchanged the granulated sugar for light brown sugar, finding that the brown sugar's molasses complements the bananas better.
Oh, interesting.
And then we need 8 tablespoons of butter, and that needs to be melted. And I was supposed to do that before we got on, and I forgot.
But she will do that now.
We don't judge. That's okay.
No, we don't
Yeah.
judge.
We'll wait while you melt it.
Yeah,
That's
we
right,
will.
we will.
Exactly right. Dusty, are you partial to brown sugar?
Yes,
Yes. Yes,
brown sugar's good.
it is.
Mm.
I eat it on sweet potatoes.
Oh, my goodness,
really?
yes. Yes.
Okay, so I have the butter melting on the stove, and I already prepped. These are the riper bananas.
That's
That
6 bananas? Is that 6
Um,
bananas?
This is at least 6 bananas because some of them were small.
Uh-huh.
And then it makes juice, and then I've condensed the juice
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
because it was real liquidy and some of it was kind of clear, and now it's condensed, not quite as thick as applesauce, but we basically cooked the water out of it so that won't add too much moisture to the recipe.
So you use the juice afterwards?
It goes into the bread.
Ah, okay.
Is that part of the recipe or just something you did to
So
fix
that's
the
part of
problem?
the recipe.
Wow.
And so I've already, these bananas that we put in the microwave, can you see the juice
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
that's already
Uh-huh.
cooked out? So
Uh-huh.
we're gonna cook them some more until they're real mashable, and then we're gonna drain that juice off and condense it.
Oh, this just gives me so many ideas of things to do with banana juice.
Okay, so now we're gonna mix up those eggs and the brown sugar while we wait on the butter. So let's talk a little bit about all the smells going on in the kitchen.
Hmm.
What do we smell going on in the kitchen?
Bananas and brown sugar.
Bananas and brown sugar,
Mm, mm.
I smell a
And
little bit of vanilla.
vanilla. We're gonna use the vanilla. We've
Mhm.
also got the nuts going on, and I roasted the walnuts.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, I
So
smell
let me
coffee.
grab those and we'll chop those while we're waiting on our butter.
Go Yetta. Coffee
No, that's just so, or tea. It's probably tea being Gail.
yes, it probably is. That pretty red kitchen. I'm really grateful that she shares this with us.
We all are, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that butter is almost ready. So here's our walnuts, and I roasted these just lightly for about 10 minutes on a 350 oven
Mhm.
so that we can add these to some of the bread. I'm going to chop these up just a little bit more than they are, but the recipe says to coarsely chop them.
You know, on every cooking show, it says never use just a raw nut of any kind, always roast them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit, last night I overlooked that in the recipe, and the ones I made last night, I didn't roast the nuts. And I think that might be because when you add them to a batter, if they're not roasted, they might get a little bit mushy.
Okay.
Think?
I don't know. That's something when those shows are on, that's something they always harp on.
It's good to know.
All right, so now we have our nuts roasted.
I guess the flavor of the oil in the nut also comes out when they're roasted a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be my only guess.
Mhm.
Okay, so now you can see even more. So we're going to put this to drain. It says you're supposed to drain this for 15 minutes. Some of these may need to cook a little more. Those ones that were overripe, I'm going to put them back in and
Oh, they're hot.
a little bit more.
Mhm. That steam does look.
Can you see the steam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That bowl in the microwave.
No, please don't. We like you. We want you to stay alive.
Mother would be fussing at me for dirtying every dish in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, there's to crack a few eggs and dirty some dishes up to make a good product.
To make a
Touche,
good banana bread.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so now we have our melted butter. And another recipe that I have tells you to melt the butter because it helps bring out a nuttier flavor. So here's our melted butter.
Mhm.
Mm.
Gonna add that to the brown sugar and the eggs.
Oh, that by itself is just wonderful. Give me a spoon right now.
Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna add in the banana that we've already prepared, and I almost dumped it in the floor.
Don't do that.
And mix that together. You want to get that stirred up really well. Okay, now here's the rest of our bananas we're going to put in. And everyone says that bananas get sweeter as they ripen.
They do.
They do.
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
Okay, so can you see the juice
Oh, yeah.
in the bottom of the
Yeah.
pan?
Mhm.
Yes.
And
I
it
see now why they.
continues- It's going
I
to
see-
continue to drain as it sits here. I'm sorry, Martha, I keep interrupting you.
No, and I was interrupting you. I see now why they say to drain it for 15 minutes because that's not a quick process.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right, so now that we have put the bananas in, and we've already condensed the liquid, and so we're going to add that condensed banana liquid to the rest of the liquid mixture. My secondary camera working okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have you on speaker view so that your other camera is small. It's up with the rest of us.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's Good.
Yes.
All right, so now we have a 1 3/4 cup of flour. And we need a teaspoon of baking soda. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
So are you
Add that.
using unsalted or salted butter?
Unsalted.
Unsalted, okay.
Better for our hearts.
Until you add the butter and the salt back in.
And the brown sugar and
And the
the,
brown sugar, yeah.
and the white flour and
Yeah.
So I've mixed that into the flour. And we're going to incorporate that into the liquid mixture.
it's interesting that the mixer, we can't hear it once it turns on all the way. It's at the right frequency that I can't hear it.
Mm-mm.
The mixer.
Yeah, once it gets started.
I don't
All
know.
right, so now that's all mixed in.
Hey, Gail,
Yes,
did you put vanilla in it yet?
I did not. Thank you for reminding me. I would have forgotten.
Myra told me about it, so.
Well, I just said, did I miss the vanilla?
No, I did.
Because that's a smell in the kitchen too.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it definitely is. Gail, you use that really good vanilla, don't you?
Yes, except I'm out of that, so I'm using, this one is Spice Islands
That's not bad. Yeah.
vanilla extract. I need to, the last time I went to get that paste, they were out of it.
Hey, sugar.
But it looks like I'm gonna have to get that today because I just emptied it.
Wow. You do a lot of cooking.
Vanilla beans and with what, rum or something? I don't remember.
Okay, so I prepped our pan.
Oh, yeah.
This is 4 mini loaves. So I've
Smart.
sprayed them with cooking spray, filled them with parchment paper.
Does the pan come like that?
4
with the
pieces.
4.
Yeah, I have never seen a pan like that.
That's
Yes,
nice.
I found this pan at Joann's.
But where?
Joann's, the
Oh,
fabric store.
Joanne's. Yeah.
I'll be.
I was looking for some of those disposable paper mini, they're like cupcake things, but they're for loaves of bread.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I couldn't find that.
Hmm.
And so.
Are you gonna
I
do the nuts?
Yes. So I think we're gonna do the pecans first because everybody wanted pecans. So the recipe calls for 1/2 cup, but I think we have a few more, but I think that'll be okay.
that'll be okay.
We
Sure.
forgive you.
Yeah. We encourage you as well.
I was gonna say, you're gonna thank me later, right?
Yes,
Yes.
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 So stirring those in. And now we're gonna fill the loaf pan. And it takes 3 to 4 scoops to make a nice size loaf. Doesn't really make as much as you think it should with as many bananas as is in this recipe.
Mm-mm.
I can already taste it. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
It is.
We're all grateful to you, Gail.
Wow. And I'm grateful for you all because it gives me an opportunity to be in the kitchen.
Yes. And 'tis the season for gratitude and thankfulness.
That's right.
I do like that pan.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
It's on sale at Joann's for $8.99. And if there's an online coupon, if you order it along with something else, you can probably get it for less than that.
Ooh,
All right, so we're ready to pop these in our oven that's preheated to 350.
so you fill them
And-
halfway full.
Filled it about halfway full, and I'm gonna start it at 30 minutes. A normal loaf has to bake, let's see, what does it say? I think it said 55 minutes
Mhm.
if it's a full loaf. But since these are smaller loaves, I'm gonna start with 30 minutes.
That amazes me how quickly that all comes together with her pre-preparation.
Yes, it does.
Gail, I took a class in college in demonstrations,
Uh-huh.
and you would make an A.
Oh, thank you.
I take a scraper and dip it in oil and put it down in the middle of the banana bread. And it
Yeah.
makes a real pretty score on top.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
I'll be
I didn't
darned.
know that.
I didn't either. I just always thought other people were better bakers than I. Well, of course, you're a better baker because you're a baker.
I'm glad you said that, Dusty, because I forgot to do something.
Uh-oh.
Missed the last step. I did this last night too. We're supposed to take 2 tablespoons of white sugar and sprinkle that over the top.
Oh,
Ooh.
Can you all see?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And I almost dumped him out in the oven.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
don't do that.
All right. So let's sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top, just to help it crystallize a little bit. And then I think I'm gonna chop just a few more pecans, put
Yay.
a few pecans on the top. How does that sound?
sounds good.
Good.
Yeah.
Recipes never have enough pecans.
I would agree with that.
Yes. I made a couple of chopped salads this week. Yet that took me all day to do 2 of them.
Mhm, I believe that.
What kind of
You
chopped salads did you make, Martha?
One is broccoli and chickpeas and green onion, cranberries, and pecans. It called for walnuts and I didn't have any, so I used pecans.
Mhm.
And the other one is mini colored slaw.
Mhm.
Oh, that looks great.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All right.
Yay, Gail. I'm gonna have to try Dusty's dip it in the oil and run it down the middle thing. You've got me excited about that now, Dusty.
I use a scraper and push it all the way to the bottom.
Uh-huh, all the way. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then it sort of cooks back together.
Mhm.
It splits.
Yeah. You never know what you're gonna learn when you turn us on, right?
That's
Mhm.
right.
So Dusty, I missed part of what you said.
I use a scraper like this
Uh-huh.
and wash it with oil and then push it down in the middle,
Ah,
all the way to the bottom.
Okay, and is that to make it have that crease down the middle like bread does?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
that's how the pros do it.
All right, well, we're also gonna do some in these cardboard bread containers.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Got a couple of little air holes in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
now that you mention it.
I've never seen that before.
No, that's new for me
I
as
haven't
well.
seen it either, Don.
I'm
That's
gonna
also
spray
a new
this a
one.
little bit in hopes that it'll come out easier.
Where did these come from, Gail?
I ordered these online,
Mhm.
when we made, zucchini bread last
Oh.
summer. I didn't use all of them.
Ah,
So
These
you
are-
can only use them once, obviously.
Yes. These are a little bit bigger than the mini pan loaf that we just did.
still just cute as a bug.
Okay, so now let's sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top of that.
Dusty, if one was going to get a scraper like what you had in your hand, where is a good place to get one?
I got one at Daisy-O. It's a Japanese store. But you can get them online.
Okay, and it's called a scraper?
Yeah,
Okay.
So I'm gonna try using this. It's a metal one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
Mhm.
that's the one I got at Daisy-O, like just like that.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna use the cooking spray to spray it.
That'll work.
Mm,
I feel like I'm being a messy cook today.
Okay.
I don't think you are. You've got you're gonna have a lot to wash up when we're done.
That's right. I admire you for that here just before Thanksgiving to do this.
Yes, absolutely, Yetta.
Okay, so now we're gonna try Dusty's trick and see how it works. I'm gonna take it all the way to the bottom.
Oh, and that fits in that pan. It's the right length.
Now we'll see what happens when this bakes. So I'm
Cool.
gonna add this to the oven with the others.
Okay.
I bet Amazon you could get that, Martha.
I bet so.
There's also a kitchen store over there where REI is, especially French sur la table, I think it's
Oh,
called.
yes, yes.
Maybe you can get it over there.
I bet they'd have one.
Aria, no, Aria.
It's either over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good suggestion.
What's it called?
I think it's called sur la table, sur le table.
Where is
I
it
think
at?
it's a big French kitchen store. They have all sorts of things. And it's over there on Brian Irvin, right where REI is. And what is that other food store? Whole Foods.
Yes.
Okay.
There used to be a popsicle place over there.
Mm.
That's a cute little shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just in the middle of nowhere for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Used to be when people would go to, was called GDRA a long time ago. And that was out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I will go there. I will let y'all know.
Or if there's a Williams in Sonoma.
That's right.
I think
They
there's
will
one
also
on-
have it.
University Boulevard.
Yeah, there
There's
used to
one-
be on University.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
is
right.
it gone or do you know?
No,
I don't
it's still
know.
there. I
Okay.
think it's still there.
Still there. Okay.
Right where the
All right,
Apple
so
store
I
is.
had enough batter to make one more loaf.
Good.
So we'll sprinkle the sugar on. Sprinkle the nuts on.
Oh, that is going to be so good.
And then we'll put our seam down the middle and see how that comes
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
It is. We all learned something today.
All right, so now we're gonna take another look at our bananas that have been here draining while we were working on other things, so you can see the processes
Mm-hmm.
and the different steps of this recipe. So there's still some juice in the strainer. It hasn't all drained out yet. But can you
Okay,
see
yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we see it.
Let's measure and see how much that is.
Is that a special strainer or is it just regular holes in the bottom?
It's regular holes in the bottom, but it's a collapsible strainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Juice
So right now,
it'll turn brown naturally.
we have about 1/3 of a cup
Hmm.
of juice. And the longer they sit, the more juice that runs out. And I don't think I got quite as much juice out of this batch because they weren't as ripe.
Mhm. Yes.
Yep.
So this isn't quite as liquidy as the ones we used in the recipe just now.
And that's the item that you would cook down to about half.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So you condense that till it reduces to about half. So while we're waiting for the other bread to come out of the oven, because it's going to take a few minutes.
Ooh.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mm.
Ta-da!
Yay.
So this is
Yum,
from the
yum.
batch I baked last night. This one has the unroasted walnuts in it.
Okay.
And I made it in the same pan. So it made 4, and I made 2 with walnuts and 2 without.
Okay.
My son and I shared one of the ones without walnuts, and it was devoured very quickly.
I bet.
And what makes it really good is, especially when it's warm, is to put just a little bit of salted butter on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely want the salted butter rather than the unsalted butter, unless you're just trying not to eat salt.
Yeah. And with a cup of tea, I'm sure.
Yes, I didn't have tea with it last night, but that's a really good idea. Let me go check on the bread.
Okay.
I want to show you what I got from a neighbor while we have some time. Do you see it?
Butter sculptures.
Butter sculpture.
Butter sculptures.
It's a turkey. I had never seen it before. She gets them at Target.
My
Oh,
goodness.
wow.
And it's from Kansas, actually.
Well, it sure is. It's tough to
How fun
make
is
the trip.
that?
Kansas City, isn't it cute?
That
It
is
is.
cute.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
so what do you do? Do you melt the butter down and pour it in there yet?
I don't know. Yeah, I got it like this. So she buys them at Target.
Okay.
Never
So
seen
So it's not the butter in, is it the butter in it?
the
already?
butter in it, yeah, it says butter sculpture, turkey-shaped salted butter.
Oh,
Whoa.
So it is actually butter, and I guess you
It
put
is
it on
butter.
the table for your whatever you have a bread for Thanksgiving.
How cute.
Great
Isn't it
for a
cute?
buffet table. You can hack into 2 turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, she said at Target.
That is so clever.
Cute. So what are the special sides that you all have to have with your turkey for Thanksgiving dinner?
Cranberry.
dressing.
Cranberry? So Nancy, do you like the canned cranberry sauce, or do you make a cranberry Jello salad?
No, we do the sauce. We cook the sauce, fresh berries.
Okay. What about everybody else? What kind of cranberries do you like with your turkey?
Yetta?
Raw cranberry grated with an orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the orange,
Everything,
yes.
And then a little bit of sugar. No cooking, just like that. It
Yeah.
is so
Okay.
good.
And then I
That
throw
does-
in some pecans in that too, Yetta.
Oh, okay.
That sounds
Ooh.
good.
Try that.
Mm-hmm.
So we do one that's actually an overnight salad. That's my dad's favorite.
Uh-huh.
And you use apples and oranges and crushed cranberries or chopped cranberries and nuts, and you stir that into a cranberry Jello if you can find it. If you can't find that, you can use cherry or raspberry. And so you you mix the apples and the oranges and the cranberries together and let that sit in the refrigerator overnight with the sugar. And then you mix the Jello with it and add the nuts to it and mix that all together and then put it in the refrigerator to set up.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
My dad's absolute favorite, and the recipe makes a ton. So I usually have to like quarter or third the recipe, or it's just so much we can't eat it all.
Yeah.
So, and my mom used to make a lime Jello salad that had carrots and celery and onion in it.
Yes.
Oh my
All gone.
I know that recipe pretty well. Yeah.
That was my
My
mom's.
grandmother made it. I didn't necessarily eat it, but she made it.
I've seen it. I've
It was
seen it
something
made.
my mom was the only one that would eat it, but we would still make it. And I have the dish that she used to always make it in.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
sweet.
I always thought that why ruin a perfect Jello by putting vegetables in it?
That's the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah. I used to see that recipe with cottage cheese put in it.
Ooh,
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, we have another one that's made with lime Jello that's marshmallows, miniature marshmallows, and sour cream,
Mhm.
and pecans and pineapple and lime Jello.
Hmm.
And that's a favorite. And my sister Leona still makes that one every year.
So does it come out kind of white colored with sour cream?
It comes the cream cheese, or not the cream cheese, the sour cream that's mixed in with the Jello
Yeah.
kind of mutes the lime green.
Yeah.
So it's more like the look and texture of those Jello pies that you make where you mix
Yes.
them with whipped cream.
Yes.
So instead of being clear, it's more solid looking.
Mm.
It's not clear once you put that sour cream in it. So,
My family used to call that funeral salad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can always make it and take it to a funeral.
Well, my family says that about corn. They
Oh,
call
yeah.
it funeral corn because
Oh.
when my kids were in grade school, we went to the meal at a funeral. I think it was for my grandpa on my dad's side of the family. And they brought a meal to their home, and somebody brought this corn that my kids still talk about today, and they call it funeral corn. And so whenever they're putting in their order for their birthday dinner or family dinners, they'll say, "Can we have funeral corn?"
Please tell us
Funny.
what's in it.
Must have been
I
delicious.
don't know. It was just really good buttery corn.
Oh,
They call it funeral corn.
Funeral corn.
yum.
But it's one of those things that stuck because they were at a funeral meal when they had that corn.
Mhm.
And then everybody knows what they're talking about when they say that. So
Yeah. And if
So
you've had
Gail-
really good corn, you don't forget it.
yeah, we
Yeah.
make one where we cut the corn off of the cob
Mm.
Mhm.
and put the corn in like an iron skillet
Mhm.
and cook it with butter and salt and pepper. And my daughter has ordered that for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Oh, she has.
So,
That's-
but I
that
may
sounds
have to
good.
use frozen corn because I didn't see any eared corn at the store
Right.
when I was there. So we may have to use frozen corn, but we're not going to tell her.
No.
So Phil and Paulette, what are your favorite sides to go with Thanksgiving?
Oh, my word.
I like every single thing about Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
There's not any of it that I don't like.
All right. So where will you be celebrating Thanksgiving this week?
We may be going to Hooters. I don't know.
Well, I don't think they have Thanksgiving food.
I'd be having chicken
Who
wings.
cares?
They'd be having wings.
If you want Thanksgiving food, you might have to go to Cracker Barrel or someplace like that. if
Yeah,
they're
I'm
open.
actually thinking that's probably where we will wind up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Dusty, what's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie,
Pumpkin
yes.
pie.
Do you
Mhm.
like it warm or cold?
Either way, both,
And do you like it with whipped cream?
if you got it, yeah.
Yeah, yep, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're having pumpkin pie at our house, you have to have whipped cream to go with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. A little bit with every bite.
Mhm.
So Martha, what's your favorite side for Thanksgiving?
Oh my, I can't even tell you.
Well,
Yes.
one of my favorites is dressing, but I know everyone makes it different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My family does a cornbread dressing
Yeah.
that has
Mhm.
no white bread in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm.
And it's made with Jiffy cornbread mix.
Really? Jiffy cornbread mix.
And the night before, you mix everything up with the onions and the spices and the celery and let it marinate overnight
Yes.
before you add the broth to it to cook it.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Now that is a
I
favorite.
like to eat it even before you add the broth, just the cornbread
so-
and the onions and the celery and spices.
So you don't cook the cornbread before you put it into?
Oh, yes, you
Okay,
you
good.
bake the cornbread first
Okay,
and then crumble it up and
Yeah.
let it get extra crispy.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then you crumble it up and then you add the onions and the celery and the spices and cover that and let it sit overnight. And then whenever you're ready to put the dressing in and add the broth to it. And I
Mhm.
usually make 2 different batches of dressing because I like boiled egg in mine.
Mhm.
Some people don't like boiled egg in their dressing,
Mm.
Mhm. Some don't. Yes, you're right.
but my mother-in-law used to make it where the cornbread dressing, she poured it in the pan like the cornbread was raw cornbread, but it wasn't.
Mm.
But she added enough eggs and liquid to it that it was liquidy again, and then she baked it and it was baked again like cornbread, where mine is, I guess ours is more of what most people would call stuffing.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes, chunks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
I like it with chunks.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
and crispy around the edges.
Oh, absolutely. Uh-huh.
I'll
I
never
make-
forget.
Already,
I
I'll
make
never
something
forget the first Thanksgiving I had at Don's house. And
Yeah.
his mother fixed and went on and on about this is the best dressing because she'd made it and it was oyster dressing.
Yeah,
oh.
Ooh.
yeah, we really didn't care for that.
She'd never made it before, but she thought that would just be something.
My first wife and I, she made cornbread dressing and I made oyster dressing. And one year we decided to combine the recipe. It turned out to be the best stuff, the cornbread oyster dressing.
Oh,
Well, I
That's
guess
fun.
the oysters do get cooked while they're in the turkey, right?
they don't get a chance to slide down.
Yeah.
Gail,
I
I
always heard it was called stuffing if it was inside the turkey and dressing if it was outside the turkey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, my stuffing can either be in the turkey or outside. So I do it outside, but it has chestnuts in it and apples and
Ooh.
similar to yours with cornbread, but I buy the cornbread. Crumble it.
Yes.
And then onions and celeries and parsley and sage.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's good. My daughter requested that.
yeah.
If
And
you-
I don't like it with too much sage.
Yeah, no, it's for 8 to 10 people. And it calls for a quarter cup only.
That seems like a
Oh,
lot.
now, yeah.
Or a
No,
teaspoon?
it's not a lot. It's good.
Yeah. But when we do our dressing recipe, I
it's
don't
fresh
measure
sage.
those.
Yeah, it's
No.
fresh sage, so.
Ah, I don't measure
fresh.
that. I just put it in and then taste it and see if it tastes the way I want it to taste and add some more if it doesn't.
Oh, I
Mhm.
never taste. I just follow the recipe.
Yetta, if you've
You're
done it so
missing
many
half of the
times,
fun.
if Yetta's done it so many times, she knows what it's going to taste like, right?
Not all with the time. I just never taste. It's funny.
The chestnuts are really a good idea. Can you get
Mhm.
them already shelled? Are
Yeah,
there
I got them
places
sold at World Market, actually.
where- Oh, okay.
At World Market.
And-
Okay.
How does it change the flavor with the chestnuts? Or does it just give it a little bit of crunch?
It gives you crunch. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how it changes I'm not a big fan on raw chestnuts,
Uh-huh.
but I really like it in this stuffing.
Well, let me slip over there and see how the bread's looking.
Okay. When my mother was a child,
Thank
back,
you.
that was probably back in the 20s and 30s, she said they would line chestnuts up on the bricks in front of the fireplace and they would name them.
Oh,
The one that pops first is the one you're going to marry.
Oh.
Name their boyfriends. And the
That's
first one to
funny.
pop open, oh, that's who you're going to marry.
So the bread is getting really close to being done. And
Good.
we'll test it with a knife inserted here in just a couple minutes. The timer's gonna go off and it's looking like it's almost ready.
That's awesome. What are you going to do with the rest of your day, Gail?
do the
Make
dishes.
banana bread
Yeah, I
Yes.
figure that.
And
then clean-
dishes.
Clean up the kitchen?
and dishes.
Yes.
Thankfully, I have a dishwasher, so I'll just have to
Okay.
rinse them and put them in the dishwasher.
That's wonderful.
But my plan is to get your breads in the mail this afternoon.
Yay.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
So would have liked to have gotten them in the mail so you would get them today, so you could have them tomorrow, although they might not last till tomorrow. So
Yeah.
you'll get them Friday after you've had your Thanksgiving, and then you can enjoy your banana bread hopefully on Friday or Saturday.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Good. Absolutely.
So does anybody know where Steve's at today?
He said he was going to be gone today. He was at, I think he said Oasis.
Yeah,
No, I appointment.
my appointment.
Oh, that's
I
right.
appointment.
Okay, yeah, because Oasis is usually on Thursday.
Yes, that's right.
I think he
Yes,
said
that's
eye
right.
appointment.
Thank
Okay.
you, Myra.
Optometrist is what he said.
Mm,
She said, thank you. I was actually just about to buy this
All
one.
right,
goodness.
well, Nancy, do you all have family coming? Or some of the
Yeah,
grandkids
my
coming?
granddaughter's here from California with her husband.
Oh, wonderful.
Are
Yeah.
you getting to use your guest room?
Yes.
That's great.
Hmm.
Gail, have you seen the video? Oh, you didn't see the video because we turned it off. We got a tour of Nancy's new house.
Oh, wonderful. What
This is
fun.
So support group, Alzheimer's support group.
And I see that, are you at your house today, Nancy?
Yes.
So
I'm
you
here
even have
complete.
pictures on the
I'm here
wall.
completely moved. I
Okay,
moved completely. Yeah.
Complete.
so you have pictures on the wall too, I see.
Yeah. I got all my pictures up.
That's great.
She and Kristen worked really hard to get that. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
great.
It's expansive and cozy at the same time, and it meets all of her needs from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that kitchen is beautiful, Nancy.
Oh, my
Yes, it's very, very usable.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Well, Dusty, are you gathering with some of your friends
The
there? at-
a person came over to help me and dropped the fan that's at the top of the kitchen
Yeah.
for the smoke and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it cracked the
Oh.
new stove.
oh, no,
Oh, no.
Oh,
And can you guess how much it is?
no.
$200.
Someone guess.
That's
Huh?
my guess. My guess is $200.
1,700.
1,700.
Word.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, Nancy.
So,
We're just so out of it. I'm out of it with you.
Is it a
Wow.
stove top or is it a stove? A full stove?
It's a glass stove that's
A
automatic.
glass top, okay.
Yeah. It's a glass.
And so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It was. It was. When did that happen, Nancy?
Just a couple days ago.
Oh, my goodness.
what a pity.
Bless your heart.
Well, was it one of the people from the home builder?
No,
No.
unfortunately, it would be covered. So we don't know what's gonna happen here yet.
Mm.
I have insurance, plus my daughter has insurance on this house. So hopefully some of it will be covered. We have a $500 deductible, but that's better than $1,700.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened, Nancy.
Mhm.
Really, brand new, not even getting to pick out a new style.
Okay, so we have just a little bit more juice
Oh, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
that has dripped out of our bananas. It's probably been the 15 minutes.
Oh, it's
Okay.
been
And
half
it
an hour,
doesn't look
yeah.
as liquidy as it did before.
No.
So this will be prepped for me to start the next batch of banana bread.
Excellent.
And I'll condense the liquid. So it's almost a half a cup.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, all right, let me check on that bread. Let's
All
go
right.
past the kitchen.
Yeah.
Got to unplug a couple things first, so I don't jerk the computer off of the table. That would not be good.
No.
Nope, it would not.
Go. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Ooh, traveling.
Traveling across the kitchen.
Yes. I've always wanted to fly. Oh, Gail.
Can you smell that?
I
Oh,
wish
yeah,
I
Yes.
could.
absolutely.
Yes.
No, are you kidding? We're too far away.
We have to pretend, Paulette.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff, that's right.
Nice and stiff. All right.
Like-
So we're gonna test that with a knife and see if it's ready. I think it needs just another couple of minutes.
Oh, it does. Oh, word.
And here's the other ones, and they need a little bit longer. Can
Mhm.
you still see the line?
Yeah,
Just barely?
Yes.
Enough, yeah.
barely.
I'm gonna say goodbye.
Bye,
Yeah.
Nancy.
All right.
Is that what you
bye.
said? Oh,
We're
with
gonna
Paulette and
have to
Bill.
leave.
Paulette and
Yeah.
Phil. Okay,
Okay.
happy
Bye,
Thanksgiving.
Phil.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Paulette.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, so we have just a couple of minutes and that bread will be coming out of the oven. And as soon as it cools, I'll be getting it packaged, ready to send to you.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, Gail.
So you all have a wonderful celebration, whatever you do tomorrow and the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. The same
You
to
So
too.
you.
grateful for each and every one of you and for allowing me the opportunity to bake with you.
Yes, it's been a
You are a
while.
blessing for
We,
us.
we love it.
Yes, we do.
Has been a while.
It has. Well, if Gail wants to hang in there, let's take a look and see what's coming up tomorrow. Today, we have cookie conversations with our chef, Gail Snider. And tomorrow, Nia, Moving to Heal with Emily Corbin. She's going to help us make room for our Thanksgiving meal.
So we're not stiff from sitting at the table, right?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Oh, goodness. We have just talked through our time for Fifth Street Cafe. Does anybody
Well-
want to hang out till 12 or do you want to call it a day?
So if you're all still with me, I've pulled
Yeah.
the bread out of the oven.
Uh-huh. Yes, we're still with you.
Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Beautiful.
So I'll
nice.
have to let these completely cool before they can go in the packaging to go in the mail.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
they're nice and toasty brown on the outside and hopefully nice and moist and nutty on the inside.
Oh,
Good.
Gail, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
What did you use for lining in there? Is that parchment paper? Or?
It is parchment paper, but it is actually, if I can get this out of the drawer, it is unbleached parchment paper.
Oh, okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I found this on the clearance rack at Kroger.
Yay. People just don't know what they're giving away, do they?
Oh, wow.
Look
Great
at that.
price.
That was cheap.
Well, thank you again, dear. Anybody else
Using-
have anything they want to share before we say goodbye?
I think we're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're good. Just happy Thanksgiving to
Yep.
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah.
I'll
Stay
be here
safe.
tomorrow with Emily, anybody that
Yeah.
wants to join.
All right,
All
thank you. Bye-bye.
See y'all
Bye-bye.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.